Good morning, good morning, good morning. I can hear. Do it. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to, what is it? It's Monday, March 16th. Monday, March 16th. Welcome in. This is Manhood. This is just a daily Bible study. Time to get together to read the Word and attempt to play Elden Ring at the same time. It's going to be a pretty good day. I'm excited to start out. We're starting out in Job, and I am looking forward to that. It's going to be good. Job opens up with a man who seems to have everything, right? Anything you could possibly want. He's wealthy. He's got a large family. The Bible describes him as blameless and upright, someone who genuinely fears God. But behind the scenes, there's something like pretty crazy and cosmic happening. Conversation unfolds up in heaven, essentially, that Job knows nothing about. And a challenge about whether people love God for who he is or only the blessings that he gives. And before the chapter ends, Job loses pretty much everything. And so it asks a difficult question, right? This is an interesting story. If following God brought suffering instead of blessing, would we still follow him? Right? That's a lot of the question that I think comes up as we're watching this. And so that's Job 1, what we're going to be heading into today. Before we do that, we usually do a couple of things. We'll go through our daily proverb as well as a time of gratitude, and then we'll hop in there. What does this do? Can you do anything with this? Nope. The proverb of the day comes to us from Proverbs 4, starting in verse 5. And it says, "Get wisdom, get insight. Do not forget and do not turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, wisdom, and she will keep you. Love her, and she will guard you. The beginning of wisdom is this, get wisdom. And whatever you get insight. Prize her highly, and she will exalt you. She will honor you if you embrace her. She will place on your head a graceful garland. She will bestow on you a beautiful crown." It's good. That was the proverb of the day, Proverbs 4, starting in verse 5. All right. Gratitude. We already leveled up, right? We did, but we're pretty close to another level. Gratitude for the day. I am very thankful today for four-wheel drive. We had to use it quite a bit yesterday. We had 4 inches of snow. Maybe a little bit less than that, but it was quite a bit. So super grateful for that. Really, really grateful for a good, nice, comfortable sweater. That's nice. I'm good. I don't need any viewers. Thanks, though. And I am super grateful for, what's my third thing? Let's see. This is another one who died in here. Let's see. What else am I grateful for? Yeah, I gotta think. I'm grateful for my daughter's at an age where she's very responsible. I'm super grateful for that. Really am. Okay. Let's move into today's reading, huh? So we're going to be going in and going through the first chapter of Job. Let's see how it goes. So there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. I didn't know it could be dark here. I'll climb this thing. Trash Gamer, thanks for liking it, man. I appreciate you being here. So, man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and that man was blameless and upright, one who feared God and turned away from evil. So it opens up with an interesting statement. A lot of Christians are like, hey, no one's perfect, no one but God. Jesus flat out says much the same. It's like, no one's good. Why do you call me good? God alone is good. So very interesting intro statement here that Job was blameless and upright. A couple things to note is that Job likely, like most people believe, but based on what was happening around him, where he is, what's going on, that he probably lived during the time of like Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? So very, very early on in the story is what it's widely considered to be. So Job is an early story during that life, and then it lists him as blameless and upright. Now, a couple things, like I looked into this because I was interested to see like who God or the Bible talks similarly about in the Old Testament, and there's actually quite a few examples. So Job is explicitly described as that. Noah is described as a righteous man, blameless among the people of his time. Right, so he's explained in a very similar fashion. You know what we've got to do? We've got to go and get to the land of blood. That's where we got to get to go and fight Moog, because we can't go end the game until we've done that. Let's see. Can I just here? We'll traverse to like here. And then we'll use one of those deals to go and invade other people. Okay, so Noah's also described righteous, blameless among the people. Abraham's told, hey, walk before me faithfully and be blameless. And then Zechariah and Elizabeth in the New Testament are interestingly noted as walking blamelessly in all the commandments. So one of the things I was looking into is like, what does this actually mean? Because no one's perfect. And the word is like tam or tamim. And it means like having integrity, being complete or wholeheartedly devoted to something. So it's much less when they say blameless. Hey, thank you so much for the rose. That was very sweet. I appreciate that. It was generally understood as different than, hey, it's going like this person is perfect. They have no issues. It's more of, hey, they're blameless as in they follow. They are actively and wholeheartedly devoted to God, rather than like an aspect of like, hey, I'm sinlessly perfect. Oh no, okay, hold on. We came here at night, and that was a mistake. All right, we're gonna have a little gameplay break while I beat this cavalry real quick. I think I should try to parry this guy. Missed. I gotta get on a horse. He's running around too much. Let's go catch him. Oh, I'm terrible. Oh my goodness, did you see that? That was crazy. All right. We'll be back to Joe in just a second. I gotta kill this guy. Don't hurt my horse. We're almost done. I think I've actually outpaced this guy. There we go. All right. So, he was blameless and upright in everything that he did. And there was born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters. So this guy had a lot of kids. A lot of kids. Super blessed. I'm only at 5 kids total right now. So we still have a ways to go. I forgot what I came here for. Oh, yeah, I've got to, here, we'll do it. So he possessed 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yokes of oxen, 500 female donkeys, and many, many servants. Oh, dude, you're good. You're fine. We're just playing Elden Ring and talking about the Bible. Welcome in. Derek, thank you for following. Bone Salt, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Can I level up? Oh, my goodness. Hold on. We got to level up real quick. So this guy had a ton of money, a ton of stuff. Derek, thank you for the press start, man. I appreciate it. Hold on. What does that do to us? I think is that enough? Did we get enough? We did. Okay, sweet. All right. So he had a ton of stuff, ton of servants. So the man was the greatest of all the people in the East. So he literally was the wealthiest person in all of the land. So his sons used to go and hold a feast in the house of each one on this day, and they would send and invite their 3 sisters to eat and drink with them. So they're partying, they're doing good stuff. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate it, man. They're having a good time, and they're drinking and enjoying revelry. And when the days of the feast had run their course, Job would send and consecrate them. And he would rise early in the morning and offer a burnt offering according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." Thus Job did this continually. So Job is playing an interesting role here, right? One of which is that he is interestingly kind of playing the role of their priest, right? He's playing the role of the priest for his family. He's been massively blessed. Again, I keep forgetting why I'm doing this. I need to actually... I've got to do this. There you go. Let's see what happens. So he's playing the role of like interceding for them. He's doing the sacrifices for them, making sure they're taken care of, because he doesn't want anything bad to happen to them. And so every time they go and feast together and hang out and do this kind of stuff, he's like, "Hey, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sacrifice for you. That way, if there is anything that's been happened, you're still going to be right with God." And so he plays as their intercessor. Now, here's where we things shift, right? We're going to enter into a different scene. And it says, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them." So this, I'm going to stop there because this is an interesting note that we're in the midst of essentially the throne room of God. Whoever is writing this is writing of something happening there that is essentially what a lot of people call like the divine council. And so, Alf, welcome in, man. Josh, thanks for following. So you have this image of the divine council, right? It's the sons of God. The sons of God are widely to be known and considered to be essentially like the angelic beings. Okay. We have to go and fight this, whoever this is. Not always that way. I'm only doing this so that we can actually get to the Mogs area. That's the only reason we're doing this right now. I'm not usually an invader. Hold on. Oh, I lost it. I'm going to die. I don't really want to kill him. There we go. It didn't until we... Well, I don't know if it did. There might be someone that did it. Oh, wow. What does that do? Thank you for the money gun, Zach. I appreciate it, man. That looked really cool. Okay, so we're in this picture of a divine council, right? Which is very, very interesting. A lot of people don't have a. I appreciate you, Zach. Thank you so much. A lot of people don't have a clear picture as to exactly what this means, right? When they're like, okay, what are the sons of God doing? What does that even mean? Jesus is the Son of God. I can clarify. This is not talking about the sons of God in the same way that Jesus is. There are heretical groups that say that it is and that there are multiple sons of God, and there are not. There is one, his only begotten Son, that's Jesus Christ. This is referring to essentially the council, the heavenly hosts, the angelic beings. You got multiple pictures of this throughout the Old Testament. I want to go through it because I think it's important to kind of understand what's happening here. Excuse me. So in 1 Kings, you've got Micaiah says, "Therefore, hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne and all the host of heaven standing beside him." So you've got the host of heaven imagery there. "On his right and on his left. And the Lord said, who will entice Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead?" So there's this, once again, this very similar imagery where there's essentially this council happening, right? This group of spiritual beings all coming together under authority of God, and him talking about what are we going to do here on the earth, right? Okay, so you got that in 1 Kings, Psalm 22. Or Psalm 82, excuse me. It talks about God has taken his place in the divine council. In the midst of the gods, he holds judgment. How long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked, give justice to the weak and the fatherless? We've also got Isaiah 6. And it says, in the year of King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and the train of his robe filled the temple. Above him stood the seraphim. Each had 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one called to another and said, holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. So there's a similar imagery that, hey, there's a divine council happening, and it's in the throne room, the same place where in Revelation we see the unending worship happen. Because Isaiah kind of freaks out and is like, woe is me, I'm a sinner of unclean lips, what am I doing here? I don't deserve to be here. But the seraphim flies to him, burning coal, puts it on his tongue. I can't get into all of it today. But then it goes into essentially the council happening, because it says, and I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Very similar phrasing to exactly what happened in 1 Kings when he talks about enticing Ahab, right? And so there's multiple segments in the Old Testament where you see this kind of imagery of the divine council. You also see the reference to the sons of God, that being even at the very beginning when it talks about, hey, the sons of God found the daughters of man beautiful. They came down, lay with them. They created the Nephilim of old. That was also spiritual beings, not like Jesus, right? And it was, hold on. I think those are the main references I've got for that. So we've got this divine council here coming together in the throne room of heaven to talk about, essentially, it's seemingly to come and give reports of what they're doing. And Satan shows up. One other thing I need to comment on here, I think this is actually important to talk about. Satan is, the word Satan is literally like a Hebrew word for adversary, right? This is like it's like the accuser or the adversary. It's more of a title than a name. Right, this would be like saying, "Hey, Jesus' name was Messiah." Like that's not his name. That is what he is called. It's a title of who he is, or the Christ. Right, Jesus is the Christ. It is a title of what he does versus like an actual like specific name. We've kind of personalized it so much to where it is. We have Satan, who is a very specific person or a very specific entity, being whatever. But at that point, that was considered to be more like a name that describes a role, right? So you have the adversary comes in, or the accuser comes in. So he comes in, and the Lord said to Satan, from where have you come? And Satan answered the Lord, from going to and fro on the earth and walking up and down on it. So really, really interesting stuff. You have this moment where we kind of view, and a lot of it I think is revelation based, but we usually view these as like Satan is like this cosmic enemy, which is very true. But we'll view him as though God and him are fighting on equal footing, as though they're like, actually there's a chance that there's like a battle that's going to happen that one of them could win. And what's established here is very, very different than that. Very different. What's established in this case is Satan literally comes to give his account of the day or of the time that he's working, which is just super, super interesting, right? Like he's coming to give an account. He shows up. He's commanded to be there, and he doesn't reject God from giving his account. He just does it, which appears to make the case that he is still in servitude of God's authority, right? which is very interesting. And he has the role of accuser. I'm going to go here because I don't think we actually cleared this area. Excuse me. Okay. So, the Lord then does something really, really interesting. And the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job? So the Lord, like God, hold on. These guys are trying to mess with me. I'm going to get out of there. We did it. Good morning, Erich Fun. Erich, welcome. All right, we did it. We made it. Kijik, I can't remember I said this, but thanks for following. Oh, it's telling me my video is unstable. My internet's unstable. We're gonna see how this goes. Okay, I think we're back. Hold on, we gotta clear this off the screen. I don't know how to clear it off. Oh, there it is. Boom. I can't get that off the screen. The TikTok live thing's just going to sit there in the corner. Oh, no, here we go. I got it. There we go. You guys let me know if you can still hear me. I'm not sure if it's breaking up or what. All right. So Satan's coming to give his account, or the accuser, the adversary is coming to give his account. And he does, and then God brings up Job. So Satan's not asking about him. God himself is like, hey, have you checked out Job? You tried to accuse or to be an adversary to him? Because he's great. I love that guy. He's blameless and upright in all that he does. And here's what Satan says. So Satan answered the Lord and said, does Job fear God for no reason? So we've got the accuser. I don't know what I'm just going to do here. Hold on. I'm going to die. We survived. Ouch. Jump across here. Hold on. Roll over him again. Thank you. So, we've got the accuser accusing, and then he says, have you not put a hedge around him and his house so that, and all that he has, on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his possessions have increased in the land. But stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will curse you to your face. So pay attention to how Satan phrases this, right? The accuser comes forward and starts saying, hey, he only loves you because you've taken such good care of him. If you do anything against him or his family, he'll absolutely reject you. There's no doubt in my mind that he will stop following. Try item. What item do you try? What's down here? You could drop down there. All right. Oh, so Satan says, so he says, stretch out your hand and touch all that he has, and he will curse you to your face. And so God is allowing Satan to come forward and be like, hey, okay. I gotta move. I'm all distracted. Hold on. These are some of my least favorite things in the entire game. All right, we did it. Okay, so Satan, living up to his name, accuses him. The thing that happens, though, that I find really, really interesting is Satan phrases it as, hey, stretch out your hand against him. Good morning. I have never played Minecraft. No, never played Minecraft. So Satan says, stretch out your hand, right? You stretch out your hand against him, and he will curse you to your face. And then God's answer, the Lord's answer, is super interesting to me because he says, behold, all that he has is in your hand. Only against him do not stretch out your hand, right? So you're not allowed to kill him. You can't harm him, right? You can take his stuff. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. So you see the context of like the people's understanding of who God was. What are you doing here? So the people's understanding, the patriarch's understanding of who God is that he has utter and complete authority over everything, over all the heavenly host, over Satan himself. He carries the authority, which I find just so interesting to me. That he's like, hey, he carries the authority to even call the enemy, the adversary, in and say, give me an account of where you've been. And then he has to give the authority or the right. Hey, man, welcome in. That anime edits. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So he's given Satan the authority to do anything that Satan's doing, which is just such a different perspective than a lot of Christians today have, which is that there's some sort of cosmic battle that there's a chance Satan could win. And here it's showcasing, no, Satan comes and gives his account before the Lord. And then God tells him whether or not he can do the things that he requests to do. So it's just super, super different and unique. Hold on. All right, so Satan says, hey, if you did stretch out your hand against him, he'd give up everything and abandon you. And then the Lord gives him the authority. Hey, behold, all that he has is in your hand. You can mess with his stuff, right? What he owns. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. Now there was a day when his sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house. So they're partying, right? What he talked about at the beginning. Hey, usually after they would party, he would go and make sacrifices for them. So they're partying. And there came a messenger to Job and said, the oxen were plowing and the donkeys feeding beside them, and the Sabaeans fell upon them and took them and struck down the servants with the edge of the sword, and I alone have escaped to tell you. So foreign enemies have come in and attacked. They killed all of your animals, or took all your animals and killed all your servants. So you've lost all your livestock, which would have been a main way to make money, right? I think I'm switching back to... Well, I'll leave it for now. We'll keep doing this dual thing for a little while. Try necessary item. I don't know what that is. Does anyone know what this is talking about? Not sure. Okay. So the Sabaeans fell upon him, they kill him. And while he was yet speaking, so in the moment this one, like, hey, I'm the only messenger that survived to come bring this news back to you. While he's still speaking, another said, the Chaldeans formed 3 groups and made a raid on the camels and took them and struck down the servants with the edge of the sword, and I alone have escaped to tell you. So we've got multiple enemy combatants coming in from all different areas of the world to go and take everything that you own. And only one of us got away, once again, to tell you about it. Hello. All right, you guys can't tell me what to do. I'm going back to this. Humble, thanks for following, man. I appreciate it. Okay. And while he was yet... No, that was the same one. While he was yet speaking, there came another and said, your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in their oldest brother's house, and behold, a great wind came across the wilderness and struck the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young people, and they are dead, and I alone have escaped to tell you. So in one moment, literally one moment, right? In one singular moment, we're going to die. Hold on. Oh, we're good. We did it. We're doing great. Is this the same area where I just was? Does anyone... Okay, we got to figure out what this item is that they're talking about and what it does. Okay, so his kids die. All of his stuff is taken away, and all of his servants are dead. Everything that essentially that was talked about in the beginning of his blessings is pulled from him. All in one moment. The messengers all arrive one after another, and that emphasizes like how overwhelming this. Just everything in one moment's gone. All of it's been taken away. And there's even this case we made that like, hey. So there's two enemy combatants that come in, right, at the exact same time, and then there's also a natural disaster, right, a wind so strong that it just like destroys a house on top of them. I want to see what I'm supposed to use here. Hold on, let me check. Where are we at? Ariza Heroes Grade. I'm sorry if we're struggling with internet connection today. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure. All right. I don't know. We're giving up. We're going to keep moving. Let's keep on moving. So something really interesting to me that I see, and this is like a struggle point for me. So like to be clear, this isn't something I'm confident on, but something that just stands out as like very interesting to me is one of the things that we're going to see consistently throughout Job is this concept of what we even see in the New Testament, which people will come before Jesus and they'll be like, hey, why is this person blind? Is it because their parents sinned or is it because they sinned, right? And he'll be like, well, it's not because of the sin of the parents or the children. It's because of my glory is going to be had. So he sets a different set of expectations for, hey, ouch. Nice. First try. We got him. He says Jesus is setting different expectations for, hey, you guys perceive everything that happens as a standard on whether you're following well or not. And that's just not always how it is. And we see that like already displayed here in Job. Right? Job is very, very early on in this thing. And so Job is sitting here. He's listed as blameless and upright before God. He is a man of honor, right? A man of God. And then something really, really interesting that I struggle through and that I'm struggling with is the concept that like, okay, so you've got a man of God who is blameless and upright. He is what? Oh, I missed it. Well, there we go. That's the end of that. What a waste. What a waste. So Job's blamelessness is what brings about this tragedy, right? It's what, hey, the devil's given authority to go out or Satan is given authority to go out and test him. He's given authority over everything he has. And what's crazy to me is that, like, he's given authority to take the lives of Job's children, which is just like that's something to wrestle through. Like, so it's one thing, like we already struggle with the concept of paying for the sins of, oh, I made it. I got out. We're good. We already struggle with like somebody paying for the sins of their father. This is a situation where like what appears to be happening is his kids are paying for the righteousness of his father. Right? Like all of his children die because his father is actually righteous. And now there's some people who will make the statement that, well, okay, so you can't roll through that. Hold on. I'm going to die. No, we did it. We did it. All right. Now you can make the statement that, hey, they were not, it doesn't seem like they were righteous and holy. He was constantly having a sacrifice for them. because they may have cursed God in their hearts, but that's not made clear that they were problematic in any way. So I think it's important not to read too much into something that you can't understand. Am I going to die right here? No, we're good. All right, hold on. Okay, we did it. We did it. Great job, everybody. We're here. But I think it's easy for us to be, and you'll see when like his friends come to console him in the future chapters, some of them are going to say, hey, you must have done something wrong. Like you must have done something evil that God is against you for. And what this establishes for us, and I feel like I have to sneeze here pretty soon, but what this establishes is that like, hey, that's not biblically always the case, right? I mean, there are times where God corrects and rebukes his children. That's very true. But it seems to make it fairly clear, like Job is a specific example of we can't always understand the methods and means of like what God's purpose is in something. Because in this situation, it is literally because he believes so much in the righteousness of Job that he's like, hey, you can go and test him, right? You can showcase that this man is righteous for more than just the blessings that I give him. Yeah, so I don't know. It just strikes me. It stands out to me. Very, very interesting. Okay, so all this horrible stuff happens. It's been essentially approved by God for the adversary to be able to come in and do this thing. Be wary of down. I don't even know what that means. Oh, okay. That's what it means. All right. So then it says, Job arose and tore his robe and shaved his head and fell on the ground. And what did he do? What is his response to all of this stuff happening at once and the absolute terror of everything that's been going on? It says that he tore his robe, right? So that's a picture of mourning, right? Somebody already made a joke in the chat about mourning. So he's mourning. He shaves his head. He falls on the ground. But what does he do? He worships, right? So his response to all of this is to turn back to God, right? Turn back to God. And he said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. I came into this world with nothing, and I'm going to leave with nothing. We got to get up this ladder, man. This is a long ladder. What's the... Yeah, I survived. Can I stand right here? Yeah, I can. All right, we lived. So he worships. He says, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. Right? Oh, you can open it. Okay, great. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So Job's perspective on what is his and what is not is very, very unique to the majority of humanity. Right? Job is looking at this and he's like, hey, oh man, we're apparently trying to go poorly. We will, at some points, cry out to God. Other times we'll, oh man, we're struggling with the internet today. I don't know what's going on. Apparently my internet is really struggling. We'll have to see. So I apologize if you guys are not getting clearer picture through all this, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay. Oh no. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got him. First try. First try. We're going to be okay. Ouch. Ouch. What a reach. Okay. All right. These guys are pretty strong. Look at them. Yeah. My Mimic Tear is going to die pretty soon. We got to hurry up and... Got him. All right. Oh, no, he's dead. Now he's going to come after me. Oh, no. All right. I was totally out of all my stamina. That didn't work. So Job worships God, and he says, hey, listen, I came into this world with nothing. I know I'm going to leave with nothing. And so blessed be the name of the Lord, right? And it is interesting because it's worship, but it's mournful worship. And then it literally closes with, in all this, Job did not sin or charge God with wrong. The crystal summon? Do I have a crystal summon? I don't know that I have one of those. We could put Luthiel in there, though. We could put Luthiel in there. We'll try it one more time. Let's go try again. There we go. Tristan, welcome in, though, man. It's good to see you. He was here quick. Come here. Ouch. All right. We're not doing that anymore. My critical attacks do like nothing on these guys. Ouch. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, man, they got reach. All right. I need you to get out of the way for a second. Do I probably need to pick up that? Probably do. Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't really anything. Ouch. Okay. That did not work. Okay, come here. All right. We're gonna just finish these guys with just ourselves. It'll be great. Oh, I do not understand the timing of it. Uh-oh, that's not good. We're good. Who's gonna attack first? Okay, thank you. All right. We got this parry timing figured out pretty good. No, don't do that. Okay. Okay, you can't back it up with another one. No. There we go. All right. I've probably done this very poorly because I should have just focused one, but... And now they're both in their, like, prime form or whatever. Okay, you attack. Come on. No, not with that. Okay. Feels a little ridiculous. Oh, we're out of heals. We're out of heals. All right. We'll try again. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. This does, I will say, Job caused you to ask the question of like, man, who do we actually say that God is? Like, what is our true understanding of who He is and what His sovereign authority allows for? Because man, like, there's a lot of people who would be like, how would a good God allow for something like this to happen? A man who's been good to lose absolutely everything and allow an adversary to come. Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. All right. Nope. All right, there we go. Yeah, allow someone to come in and literally just take his stuff because he is righteous, right? Because he's doing good. He's like, hey, test him. He'll have everything. And we'll see how this progresses later on. Nope, missed. Nope, missed. Hold on. There we go. First try, every time. Oh, hold on. Oh, I hate when he does that. Into it. All right, I'm probably gonna die right here. Oh no, I can see him. We're good. Okay, we're gonna be okay. I don't think I can parry that. This weird backing it up with a. Hold on. I'm rolling through that. Crazy. John the Baptist was surely tested more. Says of all men born from mother's womb, none was as righteous as John the Baptist. Oh, that was ridiculous. That should have parried 100%. Man, some of the reach. I roll. Well, okay. All right. I felt like that should have rolled. Yeah, Tristan, that's interesting. It also, I'm not. I mean, he was definitely tested. I mean, a lot of look at what happened to the majority of the apostles too, is that they were usually martyred for their faith. But it's very interesting, and to see Job's response here is just super crazy because he has a different understanding of God than the majority of us do, which is that God's the true owner of everything that I have, and I'm just sitting here holding it for a little bit. And so, man, it's just, yeah, it's impactful to me. Yeah, it means a lot to me. Okay, so we're going into life application now before we kind of finish out with closing. The first thing I would say is that, man, often faith is tested in suffering, right? You ask for something like patience. Okay, you can't, that's not fair. Because I'm stuck in this animation, and then the animation ends right as his attack hits. So I can't even stop or roll. You know, you can't do either. Okay, it's not, I don't know if my inputs aren't reading. I'm probably just terrible. Nope. Okay, I'm trying to get a drink real quick. All right. The other guy's doing a lot more damage than I am. Oh, I missed. All right, we're good. That's the way to do it, huh? Ouch. Don't die. Okay, well, that felt like a bit of a ripoff. That felt like the first attack he did was like an aerial attack from out of sight. Feels like that was not fair. All right, other thing here. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna lean into here going forward. I thought the whole parry technique was the way to do it, but apparently it's not. The other thing, the life application piece, is we rarely understand or see the full picture of what God's doing and what's going on in our life, right? And I think that's something to remember as we're moving forward. Okay. And they're both focused me. Watch this. Ouch. He knows how to interrupt it. This guy is smart. We got that one. We're good. Oh, look, my guy's still alive, too. All right, we're good. Okay, great job, everybody. Tristan, have a good day, man. Be blessed. Oh, man, look at all the stuff we got. We can be a Crucible night now. That'll be great. All right. Yeah, we rarely see the full picture of what God's doing. And, man, God's worth is not dependent on blessings, right? Faith values God, not just what he gives us. I think that's such an important thing. There's a lot of people who have like this prosperity mindset of, hey, if I just love and honor the Lord, I'm going to be taken care of. I'm going to be fulfilled. I'm going to be held up. Boba, welcome, man. And the reality is that's it's not the truth, right? Like that's not what the Bible teaches. It's not what Jesus talks about. It's not that you're going to have all this physical and material blessing throughout your entire life if you just follow God. It's like, no, you're going to be persecuted. Things are not going to go well. And it's not that you're doing anything wrong when things don't go well. It may be that God trusts and believes in you so much that he's allowing you to go through a time of testing to grow you further, you know? That's super important to remember. The other thing that I would say here is that grief and worship can coexist, and it's probably super important that they do. Morning, Boba. Happy you're here, man. I'm doing good. Is Mark? Welcome. Is it bolding or are you saying balding? I'm not sure what you're saying there, but welcome. Unique name. Welcome. I'm sorry I didn't notice that earlier. I apologize. There is I'm getting a lot of bot messages on Kick right now. A lot of them. Oh, did you? Nice, Boba. Angel, thanks for liking the live. I appreciate it. Oh, so grief and worship coexisting. Like it's important to realize, man, in our times of like where we're dealing with like really hard stuff, that can be some of the best time for us to draw near in worship to God. It can mean the most. And it's important to remember that. I want to go to that tree real quick. Hold on. I've got this AI mod. Oh, but that's awesome. Welcome back to Elden Ring. That's great. And finally, we kind of already said this. Have I ever read the Book of Tobit? I know of the Book of Tobit. I have never read it in depth. No. I have not. You'll have to let me know what you think about it. Faithfulness does not guarantee easy circumstance, right? That's like one of the other things that stood out to me is like, man, faithfulness is actually can be a ticket to harder circumstance. And it's like to someone whom God truly trusts, it can actually be a pathway for him to lead to more testing, to build you up through that. And I think that's really, really important. But it does really, really strike me. Mr. Shadow, thank you for following. It just really strikes me. Oh, my goodness, he's shooting stuff at me. Okay, we got to go up here. It strikes me how Job responds and just checking my own heart for, like, what is my response? Like, if God truly does send testing my way, right? Am I prepared? Like, do I love God because he takes care of me, or do I love God because I actually love God? Hello. Okay, we're all right. We're all right. Watch this. I didn't realize how close he was to death. All right, we did it. Good job, everybody. All right. Hey, thanks y'all for being here. We're kind of at the closing time of today's reading. We got like 1 minute left. But tomorrow we're going to be going through Job chapter 2. There's actually quite a bit of good stuff in Job chapter 2 I'm excited about. So we'll be here. We're here every single morning from, it's like 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm in Mountain time, so it's like 5:30 a.m. my time. But we're here for about an hour every morning. Just go through a chapter of the Word, and then I pretty terribly attempt to play Elden Ring while I do it. And so if that's of interest to you, please feel free to follow, share, like, whatever the online things are that get more people in here. It would be great. Because we're going to be here every single day. We usually do 7 days a week, unless there's like some unique circumstance where I can't make it one. So tomorrow we should be normal time, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, and it's going to be good. I'm excited. I got to go kill one other guy real quick, and then we'll sign off for the day. But the study is over officially, and so we'll see you guys tomorrow for Job chapter 2. I'm going to go ahead and does the other one not even see me? Man, it's not even attacking. Come on. Oh, I ran out of stamina. Oh, no. Can you just swing? Thank you. We're good. He's alive. He's alive. All right. Let's go get the last one. Where'd he go? There he is. There he is. Old reliable. Yeah. People think I'm a little boring, but I got to be real. It's very comfortable to use, very enjoyable, and I couldn't roll, so now I'm dead. So we always go with something reliable. I'd had the we've been doing like dual Uchi katanas and a little bit of blasphemous blade, but there's something like very comforting and peaceable about running around with Bloodhound Fang. And I don't have enough arcane to do like any of the cool Rivers of Blood or anything. So that this morning. All right. Oh, the second one comes back? I did not realize that. You guys come through here. Oh, no, you can't come through. Okay, well, roll. He doesn't. He gets stuck on the ground and it's roll. That's really sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Morally Gray. Appreciate it. All right, I do have to go. I got to go get ready and go to work and be an adult. So You guys have a good day. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll kill these 2 tree sentinels then, and we will be going through Job chapter 2. In the meantime, keep Christ the center focus of your life. Stay in step with the Spirit, and we will see you guys tomorrow morning.